This is Channel 253.
Move to Tacoma! On this episode of Move to Tacoma.
They wanted to ask the scholars question. Mind you, it's their first day, and the money part was last. Like, the way that these students were answering the questions where it's like somebody would be like, well, what is your favorite part about Palmer Scholars? And they're like, oh, the community, the friends, the staff, the support. So the money, the financial part is still something that is important, but the sense of community is even greater amongst our scholars right now.
Channel 253 is member supported. I'm producer Doug Mackey, and I hope you will show your support by going to channel253.com/membership and join. Thank you. We're back. Move to Tacoma, move to Tacoma, move to Tacoma.
You'll like it.
Move to Tacoma, move to Tacoma, move to Tacoma.com.
I'm Marguerite with MoveToTacoma.com, and I'm here today with Malachi Cabera from
Yes.
Palmer Scholars. Welcome, Malachi.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor.
Very glad to have you here. First, I will ask you when you moved to Tacoma and why.
So I moved to Pierce County in 2011 because of the military. My stepfather was active duty soldier, and JBLM was his last duty station. So grew up in Parkland, right on the outskirts of Tacoma. Growing up, I always thought I was in Tacoma until I got a reality check when I actually moved into the city in 2022. So been formally in Tacoma for over 3 years now.
I mean, there are some parts of Parkland that are technically Tacoma, right? Like the Parkland, isn't there overlap between Parkland and Tacoma?
No. So Parkland is unincorporated Pierce County.
Oh.
So you can use, like, if you're mailing something, you can still put Tacoma on your Parkland address and it will still go to the right location. But Parkland is its own separate neighborhood.
It's its own thing.
But again, when I was like in school and growing up, I would always put like Tacoma or Parkland. I would like go back and forth. So I was like, I don't know where I am until I learned about the different boundaries later. But yeah, so I feel blessed to actually be within the city officially.
Okay, and what neighborhood are you in now?
In the South End. So
Okay.
South End Tacoma, right near the Fred Meyer that just recently closed, unfortunately. So that was unfortunate, but South End is a beautiful neighborhood with lots of culture, and I just love how intimate it is. I feel like everybody knows each other, and my neighbors are all wonderful, so I don't foresee myself moving out of at least the southern part of Tacoma anytime soon.
So there's the South End, and then there's South Tacoma.
Yes.
And sometimes people mix them up. Do you feel qualified to tell people the difference between the South End and South Tacoma?
So South End, how can I explain it?
This is a very advanced question, so Malachi, you're very brave to take it on.
Yes. So South End, so think of Wapato Park, right?
Yes.
Wapato Park is part of South End Tacoma.
On the east side of I-5.
Exactly. And then South Tacoma is always like simplified by saying, think of like the mall district, past 56 area.
Yeah.
That's like South Tacoma, but in South End it's like Wapato, and then Fred Meyer approaching 96 as you enter Parkland.
Yeah.
So that's South End Tacoma. So there is a difference. It's two different neighborhoods, and people take it very seriously. So
I appreciate you taking the time to clarify that for us today.
Yes.
Thank
So,
you. As a South End resident yourself.
So if you join any of the South End Neighborhood Tacoma Council meetings, they will definitely break it down for you a lot more, and will be like, nope, we're not South Tacoma, we are South End, and I love it. I love it. They're proud of who they are and where they live. So who can complain about that, right?
That's awesome. So I was approached by someone at Palmer Scholars to have you in to talk, and I have to like confess straight from the start. I don't really know what it is. What is Palmer Scholars?
Well, it's a good thing that you have me on here.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
I mean, like, we're learning together.
We're going to all learn together, right? So Palmer Scholars is a nonprofit that's been around since 1983. Okay. And it started in Tacoma by Reverend Al Davis and Merle Palmer, a black man and a white man. And they had this same agreement that we need equal access opportunity for young adults of color to get their education. So in their living room, kitchen, dining room, wherever it was, they came and just started writing checks to students of color. So the first Palmer Scholars were two young adults at Lincoln High School, and they received scholarship checks from Mo Palmer and Al Davis. and it eventually blossomed into this beautiful organization that we see today. So we still carry out that same mission, and we still carry out the same program called Palmer Legacy. Right now, we have 3 programs. So bear with me for a little bit.
Okay.
So Palmer Legacy is our scholarship and college readiness program. So in there, they are recruited in their junior year of high school.
Got it.
And in their senior year of high school, they go over various trainings. So FAFSA training, how to apply for college, different colleges in the area. What's the difference between a 2-year college and a 4-year college? So they go all over that within their senior year of high school. It's like their boot camp, if you will.
Yeah.
Before entering into
Everybody
the
who's
college.
graduating high school
Yeah,
should have that.
and it's so amazing because people think like, oh, like people know what FAFSA is or know how to apply. There are tons of students out there that just simply don't know. So we step in and we show them, and it's phenomenal just to see the growth throughout the years. So once they graduate from high school, we then still follow them for their 4-year journey into college, where we provide mentorship and assistance to make sure that they have what they need to thrive in their college experience. So we have served over, at this point, I believe it's approaching 800 scholars since '83, and we have a vast list of just now adults that we've impacted. So it's amazing to see just be like, oh, you was a Palmer Scholar, and now you're working at, Microsoft or the Gates Foundation or still in Tacoma within the school district. So there's so many stories of people that got impacted by Palmer Scholars from the 80s till now.
So I have so many questions, but the first question is how much money are we talking about? College it costs a lot, right? So is it like they go through the program and then they get awarded their senior year and they get $1,000, or do they get $50,000 to go to UPS? How does it work? And then where do you all get that money from? I assume it's not 2 guys writing checks in their kitchen anymore, right?
No.
How does this all work?
So right now we are in a process of reinventing the legacy program just to make sure that it still equips the needs of our students. But typically how it worked was the students get $3,500 every year. $2,500 was the scholarship, and $1,000 was for a stipend, like for books, computers, groceries, deodorant, whatever they need, right?
Yeah.
So that's how that worked every year until they graduated high school. So now we don't have people writing checks in their dining room table for the most part. we still have a lot of individual donors, but and it's not just come from 2 people anymore, right?
Right.
But that program is primarily fueled from individual donors. Not Merle Palmer, now Davis. Unfortunately, they passed away. And foundations. So it's an interesting journey just to see the growth of be like, oh yeah, I can write you a check, or I know this foundation, but that's how that program is funded.
So if a student is graduating from high school to go to college and they select, let's say, UW-T, which I admit I did not Google this before, but I imagine to attend school and housing, that's probably $25,000 or $30,000, and they're gonna get the support from Palmer Scholars to use a FAFSA, to apply for aid, to apply for financial assistance or loans. The Palmer Scholars money what is it used for? You said some of it's used for groceries, and what was the other part of it used for?
And the rest will be used for tuition.
For tuition.
Yes.
Okay, so some of it goes towards their tuition, and then some of it goes towards the expenses of life.
Exactly. Whatever they need. Mm-hmm.
And how has the need that you see from these scholars, how has it changed over the years? Is there any conversation about what those funds are best used for, or is it no, we've always done it this way and they love it?
Yeah, so the program has evolved over the years. I think we're now in a point where we're starting to really put the scholars first in terms of what do you need or what do you want? Because and the biggest thing that we're hearing is just a sense of community. When we just had a current high school cohort start towards the beginning of the summertime, and before they even knew each other, before they got to know the staff, myself, we had an open house, meaning that we had just people from the community just come in and learn about the program, just like how we're doing right now.
Yep.
And they wanted to ask the scholars questions. Mind you, it's their first day, and the money part was last. Like the way that these students were answering the questions where it's like somebody would be like, well, what is your favorite part about Palmer Scholars? And they're like, oh, the community, the friends, the staff, the support. So the money, the financial part is still something that is important, but the sense of community is even greater amongst our scholars right now because they actually know who to go to and who to call.
Yeah.
Because it's a crazy world we're living in, right?
Well, and it's so complicated. And I mean, there's a lot that's said about, oh, it's complicated if you're a first generation student. But even if, like, I've gone back to community college multiple times as an adult, and every time I'm like, how does any young person do this?
Right.
Because, like, filling out a FAFSA, it's complicated. That program kicks you out. Oh, you need to get this form, or you need to get that form, or, oh, there's an error. You have to call this person. You have to go in person. You have to get this form. Like, it is getting your transcripts from one place to go to another. Like, it's a complicated process to engage with higher education.
Yes.
And I imagine just having a community of people where you can be like, has this ever happened? How do you do this? Like, I feel like naive for being like, well, wait, how much money? Is that enough money? Because you're like, no, actually, the real help is the community that's going to help you get through all these obstacles.
Yep. And one thing to note, while in the program, they still get the support from our team and our staff, but they're also required to at least fill out 6 other scholarships while in the program.
Ooh.
And so almost 90% of our scholars graduate from college with $5,000 or less in student loan debt.
Because you're helping them figure out how to get other forms of aid.
Exactly.
That's so interesting. Because, it's always so intimidating when you look at scholarship application forms.
Right.
It's like, oh, do I really qualify for this? Am I really the person that's supposed to do this? Is there even any point? It's $2,000. It's $3,000.
Or just needing an extra push to, like, even do it, right?
Yeah. What do I write in this application? What do they want to hear from me? Yeah.
Yeah, so that's something that we require. And, a lot of our scholars, they're like, wow, like, I thought this was, like, normal. Like, no, like, we have folks out here, I think the average student loan debt, if I can remember off the top of my head, is almost around $40,000, right? So, or more.
I was gonna. I mean, like, if you actually get a degree, I think you usually owe more than that.
So I may be wrong pulling that number off the top of my head, but having the scholars graduate with $5,000 or less
incredible,
is like life changing for a lot of them. Because again, you mentioned first generation. Some of our scholars are first gen, so this is the first time going to school, and so they're supporting their family, right? So getting a high wage job, that's the end goal of all of our programs, is to make sure that they have family wage careers.
So who's allowed to be a Palmer Scholar? Like, who's allowed to apply to the program?
For the legacy program, you have to be a junior in high school, just so you can do the trainings in your senior year, and you have to live in Pierce County. Be eligible to work in the U.S. And be an underrepresented student. Whatever that looks like to them, that's up to them. So if they're low income, if they're a person of color, if they're have a disability, right? So underrepresented is the key, is the goal, because that's the population that we're trying to target to get those opportunities.
And how many people do you usually help in a year? Is it like a cohort? Is it like a class of people that go through? How many is usually in that cohort for the legacy?
Right. So cohorts are typically 25 students in high school. So that's every year for legacy.
And that's across Pierce County?
And that's across Pierce County.
Got it. Okay.
So last recruitment cycle, our legacy team, they actually went to every single high school in Tacoma Public Schools and beyond.
Wow.
And so we had, because typically it was Pierce County wide, but it was very Tacoma-based. And so we got into the state where we started to branch out, and now we have students from all across the county that we help serve. So
that's fantastic. How many people apply to get in if only 25 can do it?
Yeah. So
I'm like, oh, should I even ask this question?
No, it's a good thing, right? It's a good problem to have. So we definitely seen an increase of applications over the years. I know when I first got hired 2 years ago, the legacy team was just right in the middle of the recruitment season, and they had over 200 applications.
Wow. Okay.
This last recruitment cycle, there was over 300. So the need is starting to, for one, the recruiting and the outreach is starting to get greater, but with that comes more applications and a greater need in general. So we are starting to see an uptick of applications.
So these people, young people, know when they apply that like only 1 in 10 people really get in.
Yeah.
And then on the funding side, you're funding this from, you said, foundations and individual donors writing checks.
Yep.
Is there, okay, so you keep talking about legacy, but you also are talking like there's other things. So I'm imagining like if you don't get into that program, is there other resources that the organization offers those folks that apply?
Yeah, absolutely. So Legacy is one of 3 programs that we have. So we also have a pre-apprenticeship program called Palmer Pathways, and that was started in 2019, right before COVID. So our first cohort was virtual with 5 students. And we are starting to see a great need in that arena as well, because Pierce County is starting to have such a high need for construction workers.
Right.
And so we decided to start that program.
And this is just all different trades? Do they have to be going into any specific trade, or is it like, doesn't matter if you're a pipe fitter or an elevator repair technician or a sheetrocker, like you're good to go?
Right. So it's since we're a pre-apprenticeship, we go over all of the 18 different construction union trades. So in the program, it's 15 weeks long. And it's 18 to 24, so it's for young adults. And they go over they go over a majority of the trades.
Yeah.
And we actually invite union apprenticeships to come into our classroom and be like, hey, like, this is what a cement mason looks like for a day, right? This is what an electrician looks like for a day. And they also do something called tri-trade field trips.
Oh.
And so they actually go out into the field and get to experience what it's like to, be in a certain trade of their choosing.
And how many people are approved for that? Is it a cohort still?
Yeah, so it's every 15 weeks and there's 25 students per cohort.
Okay.
So that's going on year round. And the biggest highlight of that program is that they actually get to build their own tiny home.
Oh, that's cool.
And so it's very hands-on.
Yeah.
So, because in the field, you're going to be outside and whatever conditions, like right now it's raining today, they're still outside building a tiny home, but we want to make sure that it is reflecting what it's like to actually be in the field.
Absolutely.
So that's a really cool program that we also do as well. And again, every time there's an outreach for there's multiple applications, so it's starting to get a little more competitive, but we're making sure that we're still trying to hit the population that we want to serve. So
awesome. And then did you say there was one more program that you have? Yeah.
So GSI stands for Green Stormwater Infrastructure, and that is our environmental services program. So that was started last year, October, actually. And that first cohort had 10 students. So it was similar to Pathways, just a little different. Similar model. So it was 8 weeks long, cohort style, and they actually got to be out in the field when it comes to environmental services. So they got to see greenhouses with the city of Tacoma. Why am I blanking on the name of the manholes? The stormwater. Where you like lift up the manholes and see like the sewage.
Oh,
and,
like the stormwater drains?
Yeah, the stormwater drains.
Yeah.
And they got to see that, and it was. So I got to go on a field trip with them, and one of the people from the city of Tacoma actually like lifted it up, and was like, yeah, so this is like 40 feet down, but we have one that's like even deeper, and all you saw was like nothing. I'm like, I don't know how you guys do this, but I hope you're making good money, which they are.
Yeah.
So that's what that program goes over, just how to make sure that
very cool.
That we're still being environmentally sustainable. So that's another cool program that we just started as well.
Awesome. Well, we're going to go ahead and take a break, and then I'll be back with lots more questions from Malachi about Palmer Scholars.
This is Eric Hanberg with Channel 253.
I'm Doug Mackey.
And Doug Mackey asked to keep this short. So here it is. $4 a month, $40 a year, supports Channel 253. Go to channel253.com/membership.
More so, we'd like to thank our members, especially our long-time members.
Now it's too long.
Move to Tacoma!
All right, we're back with Malachi from Palmer Scholars. Thanks for being here, Malachi.
Yeah, again, thank you for having me. It's, I must say, this is probably one of the most comfortable interviews I've ever been in so far. So
thank you. Wow. This is very nice. I was just saying to Malachi during the break that he should have his own podcast because you have good podcast skills. I'm curious when you look at Palmer Scholars and like what it has been. I think the need. How do I get into college? How do I find a job? In a skilled trade. Like that's a mysterious process. What even is like we were talking like what's a manhole cover? What's under a manhole cover? There's an entire profession that services a world that most of us don't even really think about. So certainly when we're choosing a profession, we don't know that that's an option unless we have a family member. Like, what do you see this organization's role in helping people in Tacoma find sustainable employment that satisfies them, that is what they want?
Yeah, I see it as a connector. To your point, especially with skilled trades, it was such a who in industry, right?
100%.
Especially when it comes to unions. So
yes.
When we saw, and again, I mentioned earlier how the need is always evolving. Skilled trades was something that was a hot topic, and it still is, of how do you get into it. I don't think people realize that there's 18 different construction unions, and within those unions, over 600 positions. So it's not just, putting a piece of block together with a screwdriver.
Right.
It's, the pipe fitters, it's the elevator operators, it's cement masons, iron workers, right? And so I see Palmer Scholars as that connector to show folks like what is possible when you're curious, really. The reason why we're here today is to increase the visibility of Palmer Scholars because, when we first got on, you was like, well, what is Palmer Scholars, right? And I think that curiosity of asking, like, what is Palmer Scholars and what we do opens up a lot of doors for the people that know about it. And so we're trying to get to that point of building our clout, if you will, our reputation.
Right. So in an ideal world, there's students watching going like, oh, is this something that can help me? And potentially, obviously, like parents or, parent figures in younger people's lives who are trying to get resources to someone that they see as like needing support.
Right.
What obstacles are you seeing out there? I mean, you're one little organization, right? You can't help everybody, but what are the obstacles that you're seeing that students are facing?
Yeah, I think the biggest obstacle is transportation.
Oh, I did not expect you to say that.
Yeah. I think the biggest obstacle is transportation. How do you get to and from class? How do you get to and from work? Right. So in the program and all of our programs, we offer something called supportive services. So Legacy, they get that $1,000, right? So there's Pathway students and so there's GSI students. They get a fund dedicated specifically for them to help break that obstacle. So like they can get gas cards, they can get bus passes, they can even get rental assistance, if housing is an issue. But I think the biggest one would be that transportation of making sure they have a reliable commute.
Well, and for people that might be watching this that maybe don't have a young person around right now, is transportation an issue because kids just don't want to get their driver's license anymore and kids just don't want to drive? Or is this an issue of economics and poverty? Like what is really, is it just that we live in a big county with, medium public transportation? Like what is the culprit there?
I would say amongst our students, it's a bit of a blurred line because everybody has their own stuff happening at home that, we may not be privy to. Right. So we really just try to get to the root cause of like what's happening and how we can help. Because a lot of our students, can be low income or may not be able to afford a car at the moment or even car insurance, so they're like, I don't want to drive uninsured, right?
Right, of course.
So I guess our biggest thing is not to have that barrier hold them up from success. So we're always looking to see just, how we can, for one, get more funding for supportive services and two, making sure that we're building a relationship with that student to provide them the need that they deserve.
That's great. What do you think older people don't understand about kids these days?
I would say I think the message is usually the same amongst all generations. Like, oh, kids don't want to work. I don't think it's not kids not wanting to work or just being lazy. I think it's making sure that they have the opportunity or have the support to get where they want to go. And I'm a prime example of that. I mean, I've been a hard worker all of my life, but I didn't just wake up one day and be like, oh, I'm going to start a business at 16, right? I woke up and was like, let me ask questions and price the support or get the support that I need to, make a landscaping business, which I did. And I think that's something that I'm starting to see just amongst Palmer Scholar students in particular is giving them the opportunity to voice what they actually want to do and then backing that up with support.
I think something that I've observed, I have nieces and nephews and also aunts and uncles. I'm like in the middle of some generations. And I feel like sometimes people misunderstand young people not wanting to do things the same way that maybe generations did before
Right.
them, as meaning they don't want to work or they don't want to try or they don't they don't have any motivation. Like,
Right.
I don't think that's exactly it. I think the systems have all changed and the young people are trying to navigate it with maybe not always the right advice coming down. Like the experiences that their parents or
Right.
grandparents had might not actually apply, even
Right.
around something as simple as applying for school.
Right.
Right? How have things changed?
I think one of the biggest things that I hear is like, oh, like show up to a job and with your resume, like that type of tactics just
Just show them some gumption.
yeah, like it just doesn't work, in about to be 2026. Like
Yeah.
Indeed, for one, it's all automated, Monster, all the resume builders, it's all automated.
Well, and when you say automated, you mean it's not even a person looking at the application anymore, right? A lot of
No.
older people don't know that.
Right.
Right.
So it's just harder to just show up on somebody's doorstep with a resume. It's like there's so many obstacles that you have to hurdle through. Like one of the things that we do in our cohorts is do interview prep.
Yes.
Because a lot of young adults, a lot of our students, this would be like their first interview. So just showing up to an interview and, it makes all
every
the difference.
generation,
Yeah.
right? You haven't interviewed until you've interviewed. That's
Right.
so smart to do interview training.
Right.
And are these interviews that they have to do for jobs or for scholarships or for both?
In some cases, both. So
Okay.
in the legacy program, we do have interviews just to, make sure that this is a qualifying student for the program. And while they're in the program, across all of our programs, so GSI, Pathways, and Legacy, they do something called mock interviews. So we actually invite real employers and community or people with interviewing experience to have a mock interview with our scholars. So in our Pathways program, we invite construction-based workers or people in the field to come in and interview. In GSI, we try to target environmentalists, and in Legacy, depending on what need that they have, we try to match them up with a mentor who has experience. So like in our current cohort, being an attorney is like the big thing, right? So I'm out in community speaking with law firms to be like, hey, like, can you connect with our students? So they can also get advice from their mentors as well.
Is there any field that you've had a little trouble finding mentors from where you're like, we're always seeking people from this profession? Or do you have a pretty easy time finding people that want to help young people?
I would say we just have a need for mentors in general. So we are actually in the recruitment for mentors right now. So if anybody listening wants to be
What
a mentor,
makes a good mentor? Like what
Palmer
qualifies
Legacy?
you? What do you have to have? What to have what it takes to be a mentor?
I would just say just be a compassionate adult who has patience for our students.
Is that enough?
I would say right now.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it is enough. I think we really just need adults who are willing to.
No criminal background? I was like, you must have some criteria, right?
Well, as far as
Sorry,
like
I didn't mean to be
requirements, yeah.
suspicious about compassion. Sorry.
But yes, we do a background check on our mentors just to make sure that there's nothing,
Right.
Suspicious
Right.
or shady, right?
Yeah.
But as far as like getting matched with a student, I
Right.
would say we just need adults who are willing to listen, willing to learn, and also who are engaged. I think one of the things that our students really need is just consistent adults showing up. So whatever that may look like for them.
Yeah. Does that mean like giving them a lift? Does that mean connecting them with people within their profession? What have you seen?
Yeah, and to be clear, like we're not expecting our mentors to be their parents, right?
Right,
We're expecting
right.
our mentors to just be an additional arm of support. So like our students, they're all across the country. So some of our mentors, they do quarterly check-ins with our students. Like right now, for example, we have a student in Yelm, not Yelm, Washington, in Yale.
Yale the university?
Yale the University.
Oh, wow.
And so, obviously, somebody in Washington is not going to go to Yale University to do a check-in, but make sure that they're calling, texting, or just having some form of consistent communication that matches what that student's needs is what we're really looking for. So if you're compassionate, if you're communicative, and if you're engaged and want to help a young person life, then you can be a mentor for Palmer Scholars.
That's very cool. And how much of a time commitment is that? Like, what do you typically see? I mean, is this just like the odd text and the odd meetup, or is it like, no, we actually have some different things we want you to commit to here?
Yeah, so it is a time commitment. I would say if I had to give like an hour range, maybe 5 hours a month, somewhere around there, if not more, depending on the student's needs. We want to make sure that they have the template to be a successful mentor, but we don't want to limit what that can look like between the student and the mentor.
Yeah.
Because each need, can be different. So.
Okay, well, that mentor thing kind of came out of nowhere. What else do you guys do?
Man, we do a lot. We do a lot. So I know I threw a lot of information at you. To backtrack a little bit, is there anything that you would like me to clarify before I dive into some of the...
No, this is good. I just feel like I think like the place that my head always goes is like, oh my gosh, like how are you paying for this? But you say foundations and individual donations. But I imagine if you have 25 spots and 300 people applying, you'd probably like to grow the program. I don't want to presume, but like, what does that look like? Like, what would you need from the community as far as support in order to be able to continue to offer this and grow it? Yeah,
absolutely. Right now, the greatest need is individual donors. Like most nonprofits, we're not a stranger to facing financial insecurity just because of what's happening right now.
Right.
So we are making a push to grow our individual giving to help support the legacy program specifically, because that program is what relies on individual donors and foundations. So we are doing our end of year campaign right now.
Okay, classic.
Right. So if anyone listening is interested in donating to our end of year campaign, please do.
Little tax write-off?
Yeah, we can. It is a tax write-off. And it's on our website, palmerscholars.org, and it's the first thing that pops up. So it's going to flash you. It's hard to miss.
Yeah. Do you do any other events that are fundraising related throughout the year? Do you do, like some people do, like luncheons or other kinds of events in the community? Do you have something like that you do?
I'm glad you asked. So March 26th, save the date for everybody listening. We're going to have our Stand Up and Cheer annual fundraiser. So Stand Up and Cheer has been going on for many, many years now, and we just moved it up a little bit. So March 26th will be the date at the McGavick Center.
Okay.
It's going to be our annual fundraiser.
And was that a luncheon or a dinner?
So that will be a luncheon.
A luncheon.
Yes.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else throughout the year that you're like, do you do anything in the summer? Anything in the fall?
Yeah. So we started to have open houses during the summer just to invite community to come in.
Nice.
Because I hate when giving somebody money feels very transactional, right? So we want to make sure that community can see like what they're supporting, because we have very tangible outcomes. It's people's lives, right?
Yeah.
So when you're giving, you're literally investing into someone's future. So during the summertime, we have open houses for anybody that wants to just come and learn and support the programs. And we're always open to just how to be more visible. So we're trying out different things. So maybe more to come this year. We may switch it up a little bit, but we're trying to, again, just be more open to community and invite community to come in.
Awesome. And if people want to learn more about the organization, obviously they can give you an end of the year gift. They can come on March 26th to the luncheon. Yes. They can pop by an open house this summer. But visit the website. What do you suggest? How does someone kind of tap in? Do you have social media?
Yeah.
How should they learn about what you're doing?
Yeah, so Palmer Scholars.
How should I learn about what you're doing?
palmerscholars.org is our website.
Okay.
It's a beautiful website. Our guy Chad, who's what would you call this area? I'm not sure.
He's in the studio. He's in the booth with Doug.
Chad in the studio is the marketing genius, so please check out our website. He works very hard on it. So palmerscholars.org, and please follow all of our social medias, which is just Palmer Scholars on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn.
Perfect. Any final words here, Malachi?
I just appreciate you taking the time to have us in and preach about the organization. And we are just happy to be here. And if anybody wants help support or have any questions to follow up on, my information's on the website. Again, palmerscholars.org. Please don't be a stranger and reach out.
Thanks for coming.
Absolutely.
If you like this podcast, check out movetotacoma.com. MoveToTacoma.com is a neighborhood guide, blog, and podcast to help people in Tacoma, Pierce County, and beyond find their place in the city of destiny. More information at movetotacoma.com. Move to Tacoma is part of the Channel 253 podcast network. Check out these other shows: Nerd Farmer, Interchangeable White Ladies, Citizen Tacoma, Crossing Division, Grit and Grain, What Say You, and Kitchen 253. This is Channel 253.